Hey, what's going on YouTube? My name's David from Very Traumatic Gaming, and today's commentary is about the Xbox One and Microsoft's official policy on digital rights management and used games. But first, let's talk about what's going on in the gameplay. I'm playing 64-player Conquest on Grand Bazaar using the GTX 780 SLI with max settings and 4x anti-aliasing, as though there were any other way to play on 780s. Anyone will tell you that Battlefield 3 is not a hard game to max out graphically. The game is old, and since its launch, it has received the most driver updates out of any game. You only get 50% GPU usage in SLI because your CPU bottlenecked. The destruction mechanic falls to the CPU, and the CPU has to consolidate game information across a lot of players. Even though the game is CPU intensive, the game engine is not well optimized to use CPU potential. So bottlenecking is not caused by your CPU being slow, it's the game bottlenecking the CPU. The i7 has little to no advantage over the i5, and I hope that Battlefield 4 has better CPU usage. Now about this match, this is a losing effort. We lose by about 250 tickets. The enemy team was very well organized. I joined when both teams were only down 20 tickets or so, and we were already 5 caps, so most of this game was trying to break out of spawn traps. I do manage to pull a higher than 2 KD this game. I'm doing the best I can with the SG553, but later I suck up my pride and move to a tryhard class with the M416, but it's not my full tryhard class because you never go full tryhard. But now on to the main topic of this commentary. There's been some frustrating news released regarding the Xbox One. Microsoft canceled their E3 Q&A. They're still going to have a presentation, but no opportunity for press to ask questions. There's been negative media for months regarding rumors about the Xbox One's connectivity, and now they've been clarified. The Xbox One has to connect to the internet once every 24 hours for your games to play. If you're signed into a friend system, it has to update once an hour. Game activation is tied to a console. The Xbox doesn't actually read the disc. The disc is just a mechanism to install the game. If you buy games on a disc, the publisher like EA, Ubisoft, or Activision determines whether you can trade in the game to retailers, and only then pre-approved retailers. This effectively kills trade-ins to private game stores. If you want to give a game to a friend, they must have been on your friends list for at least 30 days previously, and the game is only transferable one time. At this time, it is impossible to borrow or rent games. The next bit of information is intriguing though. Anybody can play any game on your console like how it works now, but up to 10 accounts can use your shared game library from anywhere. Officially it says it's limited to family members, but it doesn't say who can register as family. Maybe later on there's plans for an Xbox Live shared plan. You can play any game you own on any friend's console because game activation is tied to the Xbox Live Cloud, so that's easy enough. As for the Connect, you can limit what it sees and hears so your privacy is protected, and you can turn off Connect while gaming, unlike previously feared. So what do I think about all this? So far, with any news that has come out regarding the Xbox One, I've been disappointed time and time again. Even though my YouTube channel is mostly about PC gaming, I am a die-hard console fan. I'm wary about the future of consoles. E3 is right around the corner, and some of you may be listening to this commentary after E3. E3 is supposed to be an exciting time for gaming, especially now with new consoles and a lot of new graphics cards coming out for PCs. But I'm the least enthusiastic for this E3 and the future of gaming and Xbox than I have ever been. E3 last year sucked. I can't support Xbox right now. I've been a supporter of the Xbox brand since Christmas 2004. Honestly, the original Xbox was the second best Christmas present ever. The first one being the Game Boy Color. Then my parents stopped buying me anything gaming related once I started high school because you know how Asian parents are. But back on topic, I have almost 35,000 gamer score and I have all the achievements on Xbox Battlefield 3. And I would go as far as to say I've been an Xbox fanboy. But I am very unenthusiastic towards the Xbox One. I can't turn anybody over to Xbox, at least anybody interested in gaming. I'm sure that PlayStation 4 will have similar DRM in place because PlayStation 4 DRM will fall to the publisher, and the only difference being the one-a-day console online check, but that may not even be that different depending on how the publishers on PlayStation 4 want to handle DRM. But part of the reason that the Xbox has fallen from gaming grace in my eye is because Microsoft has an erotic fixation with beating Apple to the living room. They wanted to compete with the Apple phone market with the Windows Phone, and now they want to fight for the family entertainment hub in the living room. Xbox has lost its focus on games. Always, the big advantage of a console was the convenience and the peace of mind. You just plug in your games and play. But with all of these new policies, you have less of that console convenience and peace of mind. I will say this though, Microsoft is making bold moves toward the future. They're not jumping headfirst into the future. They are violently ripping open a tear into it. They're trying to get rid of physical disc distribution. They're not waiting for consumers to adopt digital distribution, they're pushing them, they're forcing them to adopt it. Microsoft is knowingly alienating those who travel a lot or have limited access to internet, and they're okay with losing that market share, but let's be honest. If you have poor internet, how are you going to afford a $400 to $500 console at launch? Digital distribution benefits the publisher because it reduces shipping and manufacturing costs. I know that gamers love the ability to buy used games because you get them cheaper, and it helps individual sellers like on eBay, and I know a lot of Europe sells games on eBay, but is it really all that bad to move to all digital? Why do we need physical discs to enjoy digital media? I buy my PC games through Steam Download, it's convenient and cheap. I would have bought digital games on Xbox, but the thing is there was no advantage to doing so because at launch the digital game cost as much as the physical copy, and I could sell my physical copy later on. So here's my next point. I think that Microsoft is going about managing DRM and used games the wrong way. They should reward those who want to buy digitally off the live marketplace with cheaper deals, instead of punishing those who want to buy physical copies. You can maintain the convenience factor of a console, but you have to make it so that there is an overwhelming advantage to converting to digital. They could help with customers' peace of mind if they make it so that you don't need to check in online once a day if you purchase the game from the online store, because there is a 100% chance that you didn't buy the game used or pirated. In the end, there is an advantage in moving to all digital distribution, but I think Microsoft could have gone about it a better way. No used games is a small price to pay. As consumers, we do need to get off our mom's tits and grab the bottle and give up the notion of discs and used games. Games are expensive to produce and barely profitable. With more advanced hardware, it requires more manpower to take advantage of it. DLC has been so common recently because the only way to get it is to download it and you can't buy it used, so 100% of the money from DLC sales goes to the publisher and the developer. So the good that may come out of Microsoft's violent foray into the future is that developers actually start making money off game sales because they don't make a penny when someone buys a used game. So this has been a summary of what's been going on with Xbox. A lot of Microsoft's policies lately have been due to the fact that they want to compete with Apple for living room dominance. Let me know what you guys think. Even though I'm currently playing mostly on PC, I have a soft spot in my heart for consoles, and I want to see gaming succeed. I want to see as many people as possible play the games they want in any way they want. I hope you've enjoyed this commentary. My name's David, and I'll see you next video.